Mr. Nwosu, I've reviewed your proposal. You have 20 minutes. Please begin.
Thank you for the opportunity to present our proposal today. As you can see, our projections show significant growth. Sitting there like I'm a stranger. Like, how does somebody look at you like that? Like you're just a name on a calendar. The Abuja corridor has been underserved for a decade. Our development, hospitality, retail, mixed use, all under one structure phase is already in. Wapuko Kontumeri is phase 2 capital. A declared 18-month return timeline.
The hospitality projections are generous. Too generous for that corridor right now. He knows that. His investors either don't, or they do and they're leaving anyway.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. 3 questions. Your co-investor exit clauses trigger at month 14. Your return timeline is 18 months. Walk me through what happens in that 4-week gap.
We have a bridge arrangement in place with a third party. The gap is managed. The timeline holds.
The Hespen Options Finthakers in 2022 data. The market has moved. What's your current revised projection and who validated it?
We've revised the occupancy model to 62% in year 1. That's conservative, validated internally and by our project lead.
Internally validated. Understood. Last question. Your 3 co-invest provisions that predate.
The projections indicate a strong return. She used to show me ideas like this. Spread it all out on the table. I told her it was too risky. The exit provisions are a risk we've accounted for in the contingency model. We're not asking Meridian to carry what they've walked away from. We're asking for partnership on what remains.
Thank you, Mr. Nwosu. Let's follow up on the metrics next week. For the afternoon, the portfolio company call and budget review.
I thought it would feel like something. Seeing him here, in this room, I thought there would be more of something.
There isn't. There really isn't.
That was solid. The questions were tough, but you handled them. I think we're still in it.
You know who that was?
Nobody.
Go get the car warmed up.
She wished me well. Her assistant sent it in an email. She wishes you well. Like I'm someone she met once at a conference and can't quite place.
Look at the SME credit gap. It's billions, and nobody is solving it this way. The model works, Emeka. I've run it 4 different ways.
Ada, it's late. You've been on this for weeks. It's a good idea, but the risk.
I know the risk. I've mapped the risk. That's what all of this is. "5 years I spent making myself smaller so he could feel larger. And he walked into my building today needing my money. And I felt almost nothing. Almost." You have the portfolio call in 20 minutes, and Mr. Nwosu's office called while you were in the meeting, personal line. I send the standard response. Good. Pull the ADME file before the call. I want to look at the Q3 number. And cancel the 6 o'clock. I'll work from home tonight. He answered all 3 honestly. I didn't expect that. The old Emeka would have charmed his way around every one of them. Maybe he's learnt something. Maybe loss teaches people things. She didn't even blink.
She looked at that man like he was a line item, like he was a Tuesday appointment.
And we are only at scene 1. Stay right where you are. This story is just getting started. That's Chisom's car. I know that car. I bought those seat covers for her birthday last year. I know that car and I am sitting here and I need to decide what going inside means.
Go inside, Ada.
Emeka? Chisom? Ada, we were just... What is this?
It's not what you think. Ada, close the door. We need to talk.
Ram.
I didn't plan for this to happen. I want you to know that. These things, they don't just start from nowhere, Ada.
There were problems between us long before.
How long?
Ada, how long, Emeka?
You stopped needing me, Ada. You came home, you worked, you managed everything.
You never once made me feel like I was the one holding this house together. I lost a baby, Emeka, while you were with her. Did you feel enough then?
Ada, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Chisum, I'm not talking to you right now.
Answer the question. Who else knows?
Ada, this isn't about who.
Emeka, who else knows?
A few people may have suspected.
Are there financial entanglements? Anything I need to know about?
I turned down that promotion because his face did something when I told him. One expression, that's all it took. One expression, and I restructured my entire career around his comfort. I was so good at making myself fit.
Is there someone I can call for you? Family? No, dear, I'm all right. My husband is on his way.
I'm not going to fight for this marriage. I know that already. I knew it in the driveway. I knew it before I went inside. I think I have known it for longer than today. Not tonight. Tonight I just need to be in this room and know what I know.
Good morning, Mama.
Ada,
You haven't called in 4 days. I was worried. How are you eating? You sound thin.
you can't hear thin, Mama. I'm your mother. I can hear you entirely okay for your own tea.
Ada, your father and I have been talking. Is there truly no way to work this out? Marriage is not something you just... Emeka made a mistake, yes, but men make mistakes.
Mama, he was with Chisom, my sister, for months while I was in a hospital bed. This is what it feels like to take up your own space. I forgot. Or maybe I never knew. Maybe I went from my father's house to his house and never once just stood in a room that was only mine.
Last week you said you'd started looking at the business model again. Where did that take you?
Further than I expected. I pulled the original documents, the ones I put away 3 years ago. They were better than I remembered, sharper.
What did it feel like to read them? You've talked about your intelligence as something you hid in the marriage. I want to understand that better. When did you start hiding it?
I don't think I made a decision to. It was more a go gradual at when I pushed a certain way, and I learned to read that quiet.
And when you read it, what did you do?
I adjusted, I pulled back, I found a smaller version of what I was trying to say and offered that instead.
Every time?
Every time.
Ada, if he had supported the business idea, if he had seen you clearly from the beginning, do you think you would have built what you're building now?
No. I think I would have kept making myself smaller because it was working.
I know it's late. I wouldn't have come if it wasn't...
Come in. What did you find? What did you find, Tunde?
The CBN data confirms it. 73% of SMEs in the target bracket are declined on first application, not because they're bad risks, because the scoring model captured their actual cash flow behavior.
Which is exactly what our alternative model addresses.
Which is exactly what our model addresses. Ada, there are 4 million businesses in this bracket. If we capture even 3%,
We don't need 3% to change things. We need enough to prove the model works. Then the model does the rest. He told me I wasn't ambitious enough to be his partner. He said it like a verdict. I believed him. I actually sat with that and believed it. Look at this wall, Emeka. Look at this wall.
And now, the category for most innovative fintech solution from an emerging African venture. Our 3 finalists are Adaloop, PayAfrique, and Ada Cole from Meridian.
And the winner is Ada Cole.
Ada Cole, I've been watching your model for 6 months. I almost reached out after the men competition. I should have.
You're reaching out now.
I am. What you've built addresses something real. I want to understand the full scope.
Do you have 30 minutes? He told me it was too risky. He said that to a woman who just won a room full of people who invest in risk for a living. Too risky.
You've been at that for 3 hours. Come and eat first.
I just need to find where the projection breaks. Give me 10 more minutes.
Emeka, the food is getting cold. 10 minutes won't fix what's wrong with those numbers tonight.
How do you know something's wrong with the numbers?
Because you've had that face since Tuesday.
Rotimi called today, said the regulatory filing has another delay, 60 days minimum.
60 days on top of what's already delayed?
Anton Adebayo is making noises about pulling his stake.
What do you need to hold it together until the filing clears?
More than I have right now.
Okay, so we have a few options.
She would have had a solution mapped out before I finished explaining the problem. 3 options on a piece of paper.
Ranked by risk. She'd have done it in the time it took me to heat up the food.
That's not fair. That's not a fair thing to think.
Ada Cole. That is what she is calling herself now.
Yes.
She built all of that on her own, after everything.
Yes. Emeka.
What exactly did you expect? That woman always had more in her than you could see. Perhaps because you weren't looking.
I know that now.
Knowing it now and knowing it then are not the same thing, Emeka.
No, they're not. She is smiling in that photograph. Really smiling. I remember that day. I remember thinking, I am the luckiest man in this room. I believe that. And then I spent 5 years acting like I wasn't.
Emeka, tea is ready. Emeka, you are my son. I love you the way I have always loved you, completely and without condition. But love does not mean I cannot see you clearly.
You chose what felt good in the moment. That is a human thing. Out of the stand.
You chose what felt good in the moment. That is a human thing. But Ada chose what was true. And truth, it compounds, the same way money compounds. You understand that?
I understand that.
Three years ago, seeing his name on my phone would have done something to me, tightened something in my chest. That tightening, it's not there anymore. I checked for it. It isn't there. That's not coldness, that's just distance, real to earn by walking. Chisam, what did you think was going to happen? Did you think I would disappear? Or did you think I'd stay small enough that disappearing wasn't necessary?
Not tonight. But maybe soon.
Every time I try to write it, I hear myself. And what I hear is a man who still needs something from her. Even the apology, I'm writing myself to feel like I've done the thing. What does she need from me? That's the question, not what I need to say. What does she need to hear?
It came in 20 minutes ago. I printed it as soon as I saw the sender.
Thank you, Kezia. Close the door on your way out. Not the phone, not the lobby, not through her office. Those were all still about me getting something, access, response, absolution. She doesn't owe me any of that. A letter. You write it and you send it and you ask for nothing back. That's the only honest thing left. I wrote that she built without me like it was a wound to me, like her success is something she did to me instead of something she did for herself. I wrote that, it came out of me. There it is, that's the thing I have to write past.
How many times are you going to write it?
Until I get it right.
What does right look like?
Something that isn't about me, something that cost me something to say and ask for nothing back. I don't know if she'll read it. I don't know if she'll feel anything when she does. I'm sending it anyway, not because I deserve a response, because she deserves to know that I know.
He didn't ask me for anything, not a conversation, not forgiveness, not even acknowledgement. He just said the true thing and stopped. I wasn't expecting that. It's a better letter than I thought he had in him, I'll give him that.
Ada, it's me. It's been a long time.
I need to talk to you,
Ada, I know you don't want to hear from me. I know you might not even listen to this.
but I've been thinking about you every day. What I did to you was wrong, not complicated, just wrong. I told stories about it for long right.
I'm not asking for anything. I'm not asking you to forgive me. I know that's yours to decide if you ever decide it. I just wanted you to know that I know what I took from you.
She's my sister. She did something I will never entirely be okay with. Both of those things are true at the same time. They have always been true at the same time.
I heard you. I believe you. Give me time, Chaisum.
I don't have to decide today how this ends between us. I just have to decide today what I can carry. And today I can carry 11 words. That is enough.
Chisom, I got your voice note. I'm so glad you reached out. We need to talk. Chisholm, it's Ada. I'm ready to talk. Chisholm, it's Ada. I'm ready to talk.
Four years ago, I was in a hotel room in Lagos looking at a ceiling. Today, I am about to walk onto a stage in Accra and talk about capital allocation across a continent. Both of those things are mine.
Ada, 2 minutes.
You've said Meridian approaches risk differently than traditional models. Can you be specific about what differently actually means in practice?
It means we look at what the numbers are doing rather than what category the numbers belong to.
And that distinction has driven the Series B results.
Traditional models ask, if is asked the specific business actually doing with money over time. That thou drinks is the product, everything else is built on top of it. My question is for Ms. Cole specifically. You built Meridian in 3 years from a concept to a $40 million raise. Aware of barriers. For those of us still in the early stages, what is to inform my direction? Great to see you. Loved your point on scalability.
Thank you, Ada. Glad it resonated.
It did. Let's connect soon. Ada, your insights were spot on. Hi, I'm Zara. I asked the question about early decisions. How early is early stage? Concept and model. No funding yet. I have a deck. It's not ready. I know it's not ready. Send it anyway. Don't wait until you tell yourself to delay being seen. I shelved a version of that for 3 years because someone's face went quiet when I mentioned it. She is not going to do that. I am going to make sure she doesn't do that.
The East Africa corridor is the obvious next move for Meridian. The SME credit gap there is arguably deeper than West Africa.
We've started. The regulatory environment is more fragmented. That's the real complexity.
We're operating with local partners, not passengers.
The gap is there. Getting to it requires a different entry strategy than we used in Nigeria.
Who are you looking at for local partnership?
3 conversations in progress. I want operational alignment before I commit. A partner who gets the methodology, not just the return. It's rare to find someone who truly listens.
The words matter less than the intent.
Exactly. It's about the connection.
I watched you on that panel today. Every time the moderator came back to you, you already knew what he was going to ask before he finished asking.
I've answered variations of those questions for 3 years. You start to hear the shape of them.
It wasn't just familiarity.
You were listening differently than the other panelists.
You said on the panel, what happened to you became direction, not identity.
I've been thinking about that since you said it. That's not something you work out in a classroom.
No.
It came from something deeper, something real.
What did you learn from it?
I had a marriage that taught me how small I was willing to make myself, and then it ended, and I found out that the smallness wasn't me. It was a choice I've been making for so long I'd confused it for a fact.
You don't need me to see you clearly. You see yourself.
I figured that out in the first 10 minutes.
I just want to be someone worth seeing beside you. That's all I'm working with here.
That is a very honest thing to say to through.
I build roads, Ada. I don't have time for the scenic. It's about building something real here.
He finds my composure attractive rather than threatening. That is a new thing. That is not a small thing.
I'm not going to rush on this would land it into nothing either. I've done enough of that. Have you eaten?
Not yet.
I'll make something in a bit. She's at a summit in Accra this week. I saw it mentioned somewhere.
I know.
Do you regret it, sending the letter?
No.
Even without a response? I told you the letter wasn't about getting a response. I know what you told me, and that's going to have to be enough.
I used to think the measure of a man was what he built. I still think that. But I understand now that what you build, how you treat the beside are not separate things. I learned that too late for some people. Not too late for all of them.
She sent it the same day I told her to, didn't wait until it was ready. She heard me. The projections need work. I can see 3 places where the assumptions are generous, but the model underneath them is sound. She built something real.
Road builder.
I am 34 years old. I have built something that matters. I have people around me who see me clearly. I have a sister I am walking slowly back toward. I have a man who finds my composure attract rather than threatening, and I am only getting started. I wrote all of this at a kitchen table while my marriage was falling apart around me. I didn't know it. That didn't know that was mine. Tu I still don't. She has the same knowing I kitchen ding over the going in the margin.
Miss Cole.
Ada, we talked about this.
Ada, yes, sorry.
I've read the revised deck 3 times. The projections in section 4 still need work. Your churn assumptions are optimistic and any serious in sounds error. The model holds.
You think it holds?
I know it holds. I've built on a model like this. I know what it looks like when something is real underneath the imperfect packaging.
For section 4, tighten the churn model and rerun the projections.
If I do that, would Meridian consider a first meeting?
The meeting is already scheduled. Fix section 4 before you come in.
East Africa regulatory mapping, it's a mess. 3 different frameworks across the corridor, and none of them talk to each other.
I know, that's why we're mapping it before we move, not after.
It's going to take longer than the Q1 timeline allows.
Yet a dust flew through this floor, Ada. He walked into that room and I thought, here it is. But the moment wasn't there. The moment was at the kitchen table at midnight. The moment wasn't in just the room where he found out. I hope he's okay. I actually mean that. Emeka, do you remember when we first sat here?
I do. It feels like yesterday.
We've built so much since then.
We have, and we'll keep building.
That hotel room was the night I decided. Baruha, that I was be nothing left to give to Vivi being quietly, kinsingly making me disappear. I chose myself, and look what I became.
You have 3 copies of the same economics text, different editions.
I read one, I annotated the second, I keep the third clean in case I need to give it to someone.
You're always building something to give away.
Isn't that what building is for? He doesn't need me to be fixed. He met me here in this version with all of it already part of me. That is a different thing than being loved despite something. That is being known as something whole. I am not rushing this. I'm not managing away. I'm letting it be exactly what it is.
Five years ago, I was the person whose modsmen dus mon agreed. Both of the modis murdered me tont crane date fremshen. Lyceteme to den trace on a poetically present.
Schedule a meeting. Don't make her wait.
She was not the woman who was replaced. She was not the woman who was abandoned. She was not the woman who got her revenge. She was Ada Cole, and she was only getting started.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more stories like this.